Hey there, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to a presentation of the 1985 Status Pro Yankees. This is our replay for the year 1985, and the Yankees are in Canada at Toronto, and they'll be facing Jimmy Key. It will be Ed Whitson versus Jimmy Key. Jimmy Key definitely has the advantage in this one, I believe. Ed Whitson has an ERA of 6. Yankee lineup is going to be Ricky Henderson in center field, Don Mattingly batting second and first base. Third is Dave Winfield, the right fielder. Batting cleanup is Don Bailey, the DH. Batting fifth is Billy Sample, the left fielder. Batting sixth, Willie Randolph, the second baseman. Batting seventh, Juan Espino, the catcher. Batting eighth is Bobby Meacham, the shortstop. And batting ninth is Dale Berra, the third baseman. And we're right about to get started. You pull a card. Jimmy Key and 8 is going to be off key. 17, and that's going to be line base hit center field. So a single for Henderson, and he is going to be running. So we're going to reduce Key by 1. And a 36 will read any runner SPA. And Henderson is an SPA, so there goes Henderson, and he steals second base. So Don Mattingly. Here's the pitch to Donnie Baseball. 4, that's off of Key. A 32 off of Key is a strikeout. Donnie Baseball down swinging. We got 1 hour to finish this game, so I am on the move. I got a meeting after this. It's going to be an 8. I didn't check for an error on that. Or was the single? The single, I believe, was off the pitcher. Yeah. I believe it was off the pitcher. Let's see. Yep, it was. I don't have to check for this thing. All right, so Dave Winfield, let's go. And it's, a BD is a clutch batting. And Winfield is a 1, is 78. We're going to have to pull another card. A 10 is going to be off Winfield. A 12. And that's a lefty versus a righty, so that's going to be a base hit. And a 12 is a base hit to left field. Left fielder, let's see if we can score. George Bell is out there. He's a T4, single, second home on any outfield, T4, and he is an A. It's 52. We're gonna hold up. We're gonna hold up on that single, first and third. And that hit was off the batter card, so we're gonna roll and check for an error, and there's no error there. We're gonna reduce Jimmy Key by another 1. All right, so it's Don Baylor now with runners on first and third. And let's see if we want to take off with Winfield. He is a B, so we're going to take off with Winfield. There it goes, a 66. And runner picked off first, so it's going to be a 1-3. Winfield's picked off. Took a lead, throw over, can't get back, and he's caught leaning. So Don Baylor with a runner on third. There's a pitch. It's a 9. That's off Jimmy Key, and a 13. 13 is going to be a base hit left field. That's going to score a run. Righty versus a righty. Oh, Jimmy Key's a lefty, so that's going to be a base hit no matter what. RBI single for Donnie Baylor. He's the DH today. He's a DH always because he played 140 games at DH. So it's going to be a hit and a run. And next is Billy Sample. It's a clutch defense. Clutch defense 27. Well, it's not 27 because it's going to be to the right fielder. Right fielder is Thornton. And Thornton clutch rating is none, so we're going to continue to an 8. That's off Jimmy Key. And the 76 is an out. And RN is a comebacker to Key, feels his position and throws out Sample. So that's 1 run on 3 hits, and we go to the bottom of the first. Ed Whitson against Damaso Garcia. That's an 8. That's on Damaso's card. A 54 is an RN out. Fly ball right field. 1 up, 1 down. Rance Mullenix, third baseman. That's an 8. That's off Mullenix. An 83 is an out. And LN is popped up to the second baseman. Randolph. 2 up, 2 down. Next is 11. That is going to be off of Lloyd Moseby. A 58 is an out. And LN is popped up to the third baseman. A lot of pop-ups in Status Pro. an inordinate amount of pop-ups. All right, Willie Randolph is up for the Yanks against Jimmy Key. Here goes. That's a 3. That's off Key. 52 is an out. Randolph is an RN. It's a ground ball to second baseman. Damaso Garcia throws out Randolph. 1 up, 1 down. Next is a 7. That's off Key. A 75 is an out. An RN is a ground ball. Second baseman again, Garcia. 2 out. Juan Espino grounds out. And it's Bobby Mitchum. Bobby Mitchum, the 8th place batter. Here's the pitch from Key. It's off Key's card. A 72. That's an out. An SN. It's a fly ball deep center field. On the run is Mosby, and he gets there, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Go to the bottom of the second. Willie Upshaw. A 6 is going to be off Whitson. An 85. He's a lefty, so we're looking at a righty versus a lefty, and that's going to be an out of some kind. He's an LP, and that is a ground ball to short. No error. Meacham throws out Willie Upshaw. Next is George Bell. That's an 8, which is going to be off Bell's card. A 74 is an out. An RP is a ground ball to the first baseman, Mattingly, and he feels his position. 3 unassisted. Steps on the bag. And it's Ernie Witt. 7 is off Witt. A 54 is an out. An LP is a comebacker, fielded by Whitson, and throws out Witt. Go to top of the third. All right, so it's going to be Dale Berra batting against Jimmy Key. A 10 is off Berra, an 84 is an out. An RN is a ground ball to short. And that's 1 down. Ricky Henderson. Pitch from Key, a 6. That's off Key. A 46 is an out. He's an RP, and that's ripped to the shortstop, who scoops it. Quick release, and in time, 6-3. In time to get Henderson, who can fly down the line. All right, it's a 6. Again, off of Jimmy Key, and a 22 is going to be line right field. Base hit for Mattingly. Frozen rope to right. And I'm going to check for the 22, and then we're going to check for an error. Oh, wait. Was that off Key? Yeah, there's no check for an error on that. Okay. No check for an error, but it did lower Key's status endurance by 1. And we're looking at Dave Winfield now. Here's the pitch to Winfield. That's a 6 again off Key. 42 off Key, and that is an out. RP is lined and caught by the third baseman. That retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. We go to bottom of the third. Jeff Burrows is up. DH 5. That's going to be off Whitson, a 17. Line base hit left field. So Burrows is on with a single. And that lowers Ed Whitson by 1. It's the first hit allowed by Whitson, a 7. That's going to be off Luis Thornton. Luis Thornton, 25, and that's line base hit right field. Burrows is going to stop. First and second, and we're going to bunt SAC's BB51. BB51 is batter out, third to first, runners advance. Okay, so it's a sacrifice fly for Tony Fernandez. 5-3. Both runners advance. Second and third now. Yankees going to bring the infield in for Damaso Garcia. Here's the pitch. It was 2 hits, 17, and it should be okay. And that's going to be a 4, so that's going to be off Whitson, 34, and that is a strikeout. Big K for Whitson here in this situation. Now the infield is regular depth. A 7 is going to be off Rance Mullenix, and a 78 is an LN out. LN out is a ground ball to second, fielded by Randolph over to first, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits. We go to top of the fourth. This is an opportunity now to shuffle. We got to do the shuffle. We're playing Statis Pro Classic using the Classic 85 cards that come with all the players. I have not run into a situation where I'm missing players, so I'm just giving you the heads up on that. If you see that floating around out there, I recommend you pick it up because it does come with all the players, which is unusual. But I guess in '85 they decided to do that. Now they may have done that on all the sets, but I don't know because I have not checked my other sets. I have most of the '80s and early '90s sets. I don't have the '70s sets simply because I don't know why. I don't feel that. Oh, so I had a '78 set, I believe, or a '78 set, and it didn't come with all the players. So that frustrated me. All right, so it's going to be top of the fourth, no score here, and it's going to be Don Baylor against Jimmy Key. Here goes. That's a 5. That's off key. An 85. Lefty versus a righty. An 85 is an out. What kind of an out is that? RP, that's a pop up to the second baseman. Right there is Garcia. One up, one down. Next is Billy Sample. That's a 9. That's going to be off key. A 76 is an out. Sample is an RN. That's popped up to short. A lot of pop ups in this game. Way too many pop ups. Randolph. 9. That's Jimmy Key, 75. That's an out. RN. That's a fly to right. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Go to the bottom of the fourth. It's going to be Mosby, Upshaw, and Bell. Here goes. Whitson is going to be off Whitson, 27. That's going to be line base hit to right. So Mosby is on, and he is going to run. There goes Mosby, 45. And it says any runner rated an ASPA steals. And Mosby that's a stolen base for Mosby. So he makes it to second on the SB. So no out, runner on second. And that was off of so we don't have to check for an error, but we do have to move Whitson. That's a 7. It's going to be off Willie Upshaw, 26, and that's line base hit. That's pulled down the line into the right field corner. After it is Winfield, around to score easily is Mosby, and into second base with an RBI double is Willie Upshaw, 1-0 Toronto. Yanks are in second place. Toronto's in first place in our replay of the '85 season. And that was off of, so that's going to check for a double and no error. And we're going to move down to 2 runs. 1 run and 1 hit. So it's George Bell now. Here's the pitch to Bell, 3. That's going to be off Whitson. A Whitson 61, and that's an out. RP. That's line and caught by the first baseman by the pitcher, for out number 1. Next is Ernie Witt. That's a 10, so that's going to be off Witt. A 16 is going to be line base hit right field. And we're going to try to score Upshaw. I'm not even going to look. Oh, a 78. He may be out. He may be out to right field. I'm going to say he's out because that's way high. Let's see. Home, second to single to the outfield, second to home. And OBR for, even though he's fast, Willie Upshaw. Oh, no, he's not. He's an OBRD. I thought he was fast. He's the first baseman. So you know what? I'm going to I didn't know that, so I'm going to hold him up at third on the single. I thought he was fast, so I don't want to cheat the Blue Jays. So first and third, infield is in for the Yanks. And let's see, that was a 16. So we're going to have to check for the error. There was no error. Oh, 3-10 is an error on the right fielder. Let's see what. So instead of using that number for the random number, I use it for an error, and there will be no error on Winfield in right. So first and third, Jeff Burrows. Here's the pitch. That's a clutch defense. Clutch defense 61. Well, no, actually, I have to look here. Second base. And it's a 72. That's not going to be within range. It's not within range at all. So we're going to have to pull again. An 11, that's off Burrow's card. A 13, that's going to be, he's a righty versus a righty. And a 13, righty versus a righty. 13 is a base hit. And off whose card? So that's a 13. That's to be a single to left. and there's no error. So let's start reducing. It's a single. That's going to be a run. Stopping at second. Stopping at second is Witt. So far we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we started with 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I haven't been doing that. And it's going to be Luis Thornton. Luis Thornton is the right fielder. Runners on first and second. Now okay, Luis Thornton. Excuse me. And here goes. That's a 7. That's off Thornton's card. And a 63. That's going to be a 63 is a strikeout. Out number 2. And now it's Tony Fernandez. Rest in peace. That's a 3. That's off Whitson. And a 16 is going to be line base hit. Witt, I believe, is not fast at all. Witt is a C. Second to home, a C with where was that? That hit was to center. Let me see whose card that was. No, that's 16. That's going to be a hit to left. Left is a 3. So 11:52. We're going to try to score Witt, and we don't. He's out at the plate, 7-2. And I'm going to double check the left fielder Sample. Let's take a quick look at Sample. If he's a 3, he is a T3, so he's going to throw out. Second to home, T3, and Witt is a C. He is a C. It's going to be T3 is 11-46, but then it's 20 because it's 2 outs, so that's 56-66, and we pulled a 73, so he is out at the plate. 7-2. That's another hit. So we're going to reduce it by 1 there, but no run, but that retires the side. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3. And the Blue Jays pick up 2 runs. That was a long inning on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And we go top of the 5th. It's going to be 1 Espino versus Jimmy Key. That's a 9. That's off Key 33, and that's a ball 4. So 1 Espino walks. Next is, so that reduces Key by 1. 6. It's off Key 36, and that is a pass ball. So Espino over to second. Again, Bobby Meacham, a 7. That's off Key. A 67 is an out. Sen is line and caught by the third baseman. Third baseman's Rance Mulliniks. He's right there. Now it's Dale Berra. Dale Berra 4. That's off Key. 65 is an out. Dale Berra RN. That's grounded to second base. That will allow Espino to move over 4-3. So runner on third now. Top of the order. Here goes. That's a 6. That's off Key. Key 38, and that is an out. RP, and that's grounded to the first baseman, who flips to Key covering, and that retires the side. 3-1. So no runs, no hits, 1 left on base. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Damaso Garcia is leading off against Ed Whitson. That's a 10. That's off Damaso. 58 is an out. RN is a fly to left. F7. Rance Mulliniks with a 6. That's going to be off Whitson. A 41, and that's going to be ball 4. So Mulliniks walks. And we reduce it by 1. Next is a 6. And that's going to be Whitson. Whitson 23. That's line base hit center field. Mulliniks is an OBRC, so he's going to hold. Lloyd Moseby now with first and second. Here's the pitch, and that was off who? That was off of Whitson. So that's 5 again off Whitson. A 65 is an out. Let's see if we can get a double play here. An LN. Oh, that's popped up to the second baseman. I'm sorry, to the catcher. And that is Espino throws his mask away and makes the out. That's 2 out, first and second. And next batter is George Bell. Here's the pitch. That's a 5. That's off Whitson. A 55 is an out. An RP is popped up to the second baseman. So no runs, 1 hit, and we go top of the 6th. Okay, Ricky Henderson leading it off against Jimmy Key. That's a 5. That's off Key, 86. A righty versus a lefty. 86 is an out. What kind of an out? He's an RP. So that's an RP, a fly ball center field. 1 up, 1 down. Next is Don Mattingly. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. That's off Key. 13, lefty versus lefty, and that's an out. It's a strikeout. Dave Winfield now. Here's a pitch. It's a 5. That's off Key. 71 is an out. RP is line and caught by the third baseman. 3 up, 3 down. Go to bottom of the 6th. Wood, Burrows, and Thornton. Here's a pitch. It's a 2. So that's going to be off Whitson, a 32, and that's a strikeout. Witt strikes out. All right, next is Burrows, a 6. That's off Whitson, an 88. Righty versus a righty. That's an easy out, and he is an RP, and that's a comebacker fielded cleanly by Whitson and throws out Burrows, and now it's Thornton. That's a 10. That's off Thornton. The 52 is a strikeout. That retires the side. No runs, no hits. Top of the 7th. That means it's time to shuffle. We're down where we've reached the 2/3 of the way of the game. So I got to get this game in. I have a meeting at 2:30. So, all right, ready to roll here. And it's going to be Don Baylor leading it off. A 7, that's off Key. A 25, and that's a strikeout. Baylor strikes out. 1 up, 1 down. Next is Billy Sample with a 9. That's off Key, a 23. And that is a line drive base hit right field. So it's a single for Sample, and he's on at first. And he will not be stealing. Willie Randolph is next. A 7, that's off Key, and 81 is an out. RN is a comebacker to the pitcher, fields it cleanly, goes to second for 1, throw to first, not in time, so it's a fielder's choice. Randolph is on at first. It's an 11, that's going to be off Espino. A 21 is base hit left field. Stopping at second is Randolph. The Yankees are down 2-0. First and second for Bobby Meacham. And was that off Espino? That was off of, yep, it was. So we can check for the error. No error on the play in the outfield. It's a 6. That's off Key, a 42, and that is an out. SN. And that's a ground ball to third base, fielded cleanly by Rance Mullinex over to first, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits for the Yanks. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Tony Fernandez leading us off. It's off Whitson, 87. Righty versus a switch hitter, so he's batting lefty. So righty versus a lefty, base hit. So that is where your platoon split system that they use here in the classic system works. Okay, so it's an 8. That's going to be off Garcia. 67 is an RN. It's grounded to short, and that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play unless Damaso Garcia can beat it out, but I don't know that he does in this situation. Base is empty, a G6. No, base runner on first, a G6. Yep, 6-4-3 double play. 2 out, and we didn't reduce him by that hit. And 7, that's going to be off Mullinex, a 38, and that is a strikeout. Mullinex strikes out, and that retires the side. Go to top of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit. Top of the 8th now. It's going to be Bobby Meacham. Nope, Dale Berra leading it off against Jimmy Key, a 7. It's off Key, and 84 is an out. RN, pop up, second baseman. Catcher, rather. A lot of pop-ups to the catcher in this game. 6, that's off Key, a 28, and that's going to be a strikeout. Strikes out Henderson, 2 outs. And now an 11, that's off of Clutch defense. There's nobody on there. Oh no, 11 is off Mattingly. 87, lefty versus lefty. That's an out. LP, that's a fly ball right field. We go to bottom of the ninth. No runs, no hits there for the Yanks. Yanks gonna get shut out if they don't do something. It's 2-2. Actually, it's 2-1. Excuse me. 2-1 is the score. Yanks picked up a run in that first inning with a single stolen base and then an RBI single by Don Baylor with 2 outs. Mosby against Whitson. That's a 10. That's off Mosby and a 46, and that is a walk. There goes Mosby, 74, and a 74 says runner cannot get jump. So Willie Upshaw, gonna move that one down. An 11, that's off Upshaw. 44 off Upshaw is a strikeout. Next is Bell, is 7. That's off Bell's card. 48, and that is an out. RP pop up to the catcher. And now it's Ernie Witt. It's a 9. That is on Witt's card, a 37. That's a strikeout. That retires the side. Last licks for the Yanks. No runs, no hits. They leave 1 with the walk. And we go top of the ninth. It's going to be Winfield leading it off against Jimmy Key, who's going to complete game. Love doing these complete games in these older time periods. 9, Jimmy Key, a 56. That's an out. RP, and that is a comebacker to Key, and he feels it cleanly for the first out. Next is Don Baylor. We need a home run here. 3. That's off Key. We're not going to get it off Key's card, and that's an RP. Comebacker to Key. Feels it cleanly. 2 comebackers. And now it's Billy Sample. Yanks are down to their last out. They're going to get not a shutout. 2-1 is the score. So Jimmy Key is 1 out away from winning this ball game. That's an 8. That's going to be off Key. A 45, and that's an out. RN, and that's a ground ball to shortstop. Feels it cleanly over to first. High throw. Nice stretch by the first baseman Upshaw, and that's the ball game. So Yanks lose it 2-1 to the let's see, 2-1. They lose it 2-1 here. Jimmy Key's going to get the victory. The loss is going to go to Whitson. So let me clean that up a little bit. And that's the 85 Status Pro. Final score, Toronto 2 and Yankees 1. CP Cards and Dice, 27 minutes. Take care.